Hello and welcome to the channel. In the last video we started creating the Pong game in Excel. This is an old arcade table tennis game and we added some macros to move the player up and down with the keys in the keyboard and also creating the routine to move the ball leveraging the set timer function of the Windows API in the user 32 library. But now let's see how to move player 2, how to move the computer. And we're going to use a very simple algorithm. So we're going to say if the ball top plus ball height is less than the player 2 dot top, then we move the player 2 up. So player to the top equals player to the top minus, let's move it by 2 points only. So this will give us a little of an advantage. Else, if the ball the top is greater than the player 2 the top plus player 2 dot height, then else if then we move the player 2 down plus 2 and if. So that's basically it. That's gonna move the computer up or down following the ball. We could make it a little more interesting, just moving when the ball dot left is greater than, let's say, range columns 5 or something, somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle, then all of this is going to happen. So the computer will only move when the ball has passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, when the ball has passed the left of this column, we could put it exactly when it crosses the net, but it's going to move a little earlier. So now we need to initialize the position of these objects. The ball, so let me go back here. The ball at the very beginning is gonna be left, is gonna be, let's say, range columns 3 dot left. So 1, 2, 3 is gonna be right here. So let's say maybe column 4 on the left of the column 4. And ball dot top, so it's gonna be somewhere range, let's say in the row 6 or 7 of the range. And we could also set the position, only the vertical position of the players. Player 1, the top is going to be, and I think this is around 100. And player 2, the top, around 100 too. So let me see where that goes. Yeah, somewhere there. Okay, so now the computer is actually not moving yet. And this here is top. And this is dot left of the 5th column in the range. So now let's see. Now the ball is coming down. The computer is moving when the ball passes a certain column, and then we can move with the arrows for now. Hit the ball. It's very slow. So, well, but it works. The computer doesn't move until the ball starts approaching, and so on. So the ball is very slow. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to timer, and instead of 50, I'm gonna move it to 25. It will be faster, a little faster. If otherwise, you can put it down. But as you can imagine, moving with the keys is not a very good idea in this game because you need to press the keys many times, and it's gonna slow down the code. It's gonna even freeze the application if I keep the key press somehow. So that's not a very good idea for this game. It worked well for other games like the Snake game or the Tron game because you just needed to hit the key once to set the direction. But here you need to hit it many times, so it's not a good. Well, there are some workarounds, there are some ways around that, so we could have some tricks, but it's much better here for this game to use the mouse move, to move with the mouse. So we're gonna see how to do it now. Now, to move the player with the mouse, we need to get the position of the mouse first. And to get the position of the mouse, I'm gonna add another module here. I'm gonna call it cursor. So we're gonna get the mouse cursor position. And for that, we also need to use a Windows API from the user32 library, because Excel doesn't have a function to get the mouse position, but we can do it with this API. So we need to declare it here, and this is, I just copy pasted the declaration. Let me make this a little bigger so that you see everything there. And we are declaring the get cursor position function from the user32 library again. Now there's another one, which is set cursor position, to set the position of the cursor, but we don't need that for now. And this function requires a variable declared as a custom data type, which is point API, that holds the values for the X and Y position of the cursor. So that's private type point API, X as long, Y as long, and type. And now we're going to create a macro to get the cursor position. And actually, it's going to be a function, just a function to get the cursor Y position. We only need the vertical position. We could also get the horizontal position, but we only need the vertical position. So first of all, we declare a variable as a point API. Now we have it here. And then we can use this get cursor position function with hold. And finally, this function cursor Y is gonna return hold.y position. We only need the Y is the vertical position. We only need the vertical position. As I said, we could also get the horizontal position with hold.x, right? But we only need the vertical position. And what we're gonna do with this now is, back in our main module, inside this move ball, we're gonna use this move ball to also move the player one with the mouse. It could be in some other, but it can also be here. So let me make some space here and here after the ball moves, or before, it doesn't really matter. Move player 2 with mouse cursor. And here we're gonna say if cursor Y, so this is this function that we just created. It's gonna return the position, the vertical position of the cursor. Now I'm pointing here, so it would give me a value for this vertical position. If this is less than a variable that I'm gonna create and I'm gonna define afterwards, let's call it Y, the vertical position, and player one dot top, again as before, yeah, is greater than the range dot top plus 4, then we move up -4. Now, else if the cursor Y is greater than the Y position that we're gonna define right after this line of code, and the player one the top plus player one dot height is less than the range, this is the same as we wrote earlier. We could actually put it in a function and not repeat the whole code, but so just that you follow. Then in this other case, we move it down. We end the statement here, and then at the end is where we're gonna have our Y variable equals cursor Y each time. This is the very important line. You were probably a bit confused till now, but we're gonna have this every time this macro is called, this move ball macro, every 25 milliseconds is called, it's gonna get whatever the position is, and the next time it's gonna say if the new position of the mouse is less, it means we have moved up. So we move the player, the paddle, up. If it's more, it means we move down, so it moves that down. And very important, we need to declare this also at the module level. It needs to be kept in memory while this is running. So let's go up here at the declaration section and y as a long number, because this is how it comes from the function as a long number. Okay, and I see there's typo here. So now let's see now how we are moving. And as you see, as I move the mouse up and down, it moves up or down. So it's much greater fun. It's more fun to use the mouse, absolutely. It's still very slow, and the computer is always hitting the ball. It's very difficult to beat him. You can try, but I think you won't manage. Uh, but this could be more interesting if we change the trajectory of the ball each time we hit, as it happens in the original game. But I think we will do that next time. So that's how we create the Pong game in Excel using VBA macros. Thanks for watching.